OK, the coalition wants the government to declare parts of Lebanon a terrorist no-go zone. Why is it time for Australia to take such drastic measures?
I think many Australians would have been surprised and deeply concerned by the reports indicating that an Australian potentially was involved in fighting for Hezbollah, who have been engaging in ways through their firing of rockets into the northern areas of Israel in ways that potentially risk an escalation and expansion of the conflict that's happening in the Middle East. Nobody wishes to see the conflict expand or escalate in any way. And the idea that there could be Australians engaging in ways that would threaten and exacerbate that is of deep concern, along with the domestic threats posed by people who become radicalised in different ways, and especially if they are fighting for a listed terrorist organisation like Hezbollah. And so the Albanese government needs to be clear in terms of the steps and actions it is taking, and needs to consider using all powers available to it to prevent Australians from signing up and fighting with any terrorist organisation. But in this case, there is a discrete area of activity in southern Lebanon where Hezbollah is engaging in actions that would risk an escalation of the conflict in the Middle East, and also engaging in ways where we should be ensuring that Australians are not participating. And that's why the Albanese government should be looking at all powers available to it, considering those powers, including the use of no travel zones to prevent individuals from travelling into that region, and to have a very clear line in the sand that simply says you cannot, as an Australian, travel into that region unless you meet very limited criteria, and that can ensure that there is a clear offence identifiable for anybody who breaches it.
All right, just before we let you go, the government's considering a request to provide coal to Ukraine. Given the focus, of course, in recent months has been on the situation between Israel and Hamas, has the government forgotten that there's still a war going on in Ukraine?
Well, the Labor Party sadly has let Australia's position in support of Ukraine deteriorate since they took office. We were the leading non-NATO contributor. We had a strong position of providing military assistance, of providing humanitarian assistance, and of providing energy assistance to Ukraine. Now, the government has not provided any additional energy assistance from that promised by the previous coalition government. They've only done a little in relation to humanitarian, and we have slipped in relation to military support. But on this energy assistance, it should be a quick answer from the Albanese government. It should be yes today. It should have been yes last month when the request was made. In fact, it should have been a proactive offer many, many months ago to Ukraine. Australian coal providing energy support through a long, deep, dark winter for Ukraine has been critical to date. And the fact that Ukraine had to come asking for it again rather than the Albanese government offering it is a shame on Australia's foreign policy at present. We should have been far more proactive and should be leading in relation to providing the type of support for Ukraine, whose conflict is not just about their own nation, it is also about defence of the international rules and laws that we rely upon as a nation and that we seek to defend as important values across the globe.
Simon Birmingham, thanks for joining us this afternoon.